Hi, I'm Sylvia with TejanoNation.net, and we're here interviewing Mr. Jaime DeAnda. And how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, thank you. Thank you for coming by.
You have a show tonight, so we're going to be quick, but I know a lot of your fans want to know what's going on with you, how you're doing, and some might not know that you're going by Jaime DeAnda now.
JD8, yeah.
And, forever, Jaime Y Los Chamacos has always been synonymous with each other. Can you just shed a little light on that to your fans?
Well, sure. I know a lot of fans right now are pretty much confused or what's going on, of course, like you said, and some do know and some, still trying to accept, the changes. But, like anything else, a lot of times, I know it's hard to say that because we've been together for so long, and we never thought that, I guess after, you fight with your brother and sister and you're still there with them and you're thinking that that could never stop. But I guess, what can I say? It's hard to believe myself, to think that after so many years, of course, that I was going to be doing something like this really different and going on my own. And of course, the separation of the name has been with me for so long, and those are the part of the litigation still that we're that have not been clarified, have not been finished to say what's going to happen, what's going to determine, and of course they have to continue working, and so do I. So to make things too simple for the fans to realize, it's just, I guess, like we're doing now, like explain to them, let them know that, hey, I've always been around, I love music for so many years, this is all I've ever done in my life, and
it's what you're known for, it's what you're loved for.
Yeah, I've done it I started as I was 5-6 years old. I started as a drummer with my dad's band, so, I've done that, and then little things here, being a mechanic with my dad at the shop, and then with my uncle at the gas station and things, but music, of course, it's always been in my blood. I love it. So, yeah, I think this new venture it's exciting. I guess the first part was really scary, of course, because we didn't know what direction we were going to take, or what we were going to do, what was the next step, because it was just really, at the time, it was just really my wife and I on our own, and thinking, when you feel like you hit rock bottom, you don't see tomorrow, or you don't see what's the plan, or you don't even think, So I know that for a couple of days, I was moping around and thinking, is this true? Is this, what's the next step, or what should I do? And my wife looked at him and said, well, you need to get up, you need to get back on your feet, you need to get back on stage. Look, fans are still responding, they're waiting to hear they want to know what's going on, and then so much confusion. So I figured, but what? What do we do? How do we start and stuff? She was kicking it around, telling me ideas all, start a talent search, start something, maybe get the fans involved, to, look for talent and have it at a place at the same time. It'll be social media, people don't know what's going on, and, you can find musicians, and, but I thought, but what if, but if we don't find anyone, and no one shows up, and it's crazy, but at the same time, I guess after a week or two, we were talking about it and didn't know what's going to happen. I called Julian, and Julian called back. I guess he might have been playing golf. I don't know. And we finally, I guess we're playing phone tag, but we finally got in touch with each other, and he heard about what's happening. Through the grapevine. I guess people are starting to talk now more and more. It's been over a month, and we're talking about the idea about going on my own, going solo, and looking for musicians, and talking about the talent search and stuff. I think that I was really pretty excited at first to think, wow, this is really happening, because it's like starting over, of course, It's
like you were starting from scratch almost, right?
Yeah.
And that's difficult.
Yeah, and to find musicians who can I thought, how is that going to work out? For so long, these guys been my brothers for so long, and it's hard to know that things happen, like I said, and they wanted to do their own thing, and too many people were making too many different decisions now. I felt like it wasn't my band anymore. Everybody wanted to be in charge, everybody's in control, and like they say, not everybody can be a president, not everybody can be a boss. It's got to be,
exactly.
You have to have a team.
And there's always a star like you who rises to the top, and that happens, and the fans decide that.
Yeah, and sometimes I think really the musicians themselves want to be in the spotlight. And I've never taken it away. I've always thought, I know it's a team thing. I know I'm not up there by myself,
Exactly,
but, I gave everybody a chance to be in front, I gave everybody that feeling of being in the spotlight. And I guess they felt that, well, they wanted to keep it. And in order to keep it, they figured, well, then we should have our own,
By giving them a little taste of it, maybe it was, just...
Well, I didn't want to feel like I was hogging it all,
But I mean, you're the vocalist, accordionist, and, it was always Jaime Y Los Chamacos. That, to me, that was, again, synonymous. They go hand in hand.
Well, Los Chamacos, the name goes back since 1979. It says Los Chamacos de Raúl DeAnda.
That has history for you with family and for many years,
my
right?
cousin, Jaime DeAnda, my nephew, Ruben DeAnda. I saw my nephew last night at the concert that he came by to show some support. And it's really nice. Yeah. And him too. He's saying, "Oh, you keep doing what you're doing. Things you got to move on and stuff." He says, it's maybe it's a good thing. He's telling me too. Jaime DeAnda, JDA. It sounds cool. It sounds, fresh. It sounds maybe. So at the same time, when we finally had this deal of doing the event, the talent search here in San Antonio, I was excited, getting more, nervous and thinking, how are we going to do this? So they came up with some applications and about them filling it out. And
did anyone show up?
That's what I was. When I got there, I thought, what if no one shows up? What if? I started seeing. Then I started seeing. Me and Julian were there, and Darlene was inside, and they were organizing. But I started seeing musicians show up. I saw guys with drums and guitar, bajo, and I saw a guy with an accordion. I thought, wait a minute.
Whoa, that could be a problem.
I know, right? I said, I can't just stand there and sing, But he was there too. Before you knew it, there was a lot of people that showed up. A lot of musicians came from all over, all over Texas. Some flew from Idaho and some from Florida, Ohio, and it was getting interesting because as they were all signing in and filling out, I was talking to each and every one of them. I wanted them all to feel comfortable, and I wanted to get a feel of who's really serious or what's involved. And at the same time, one of them, he's in the service. He goes, I don't even care. I just want to say that I got on stage with you. I just say I want to play 3 songs.
Just wanted to play with you.
I just wanted to play a couple of songs
with you for a little while.
Yeah, so that made it interesting, breaking the ice.
Did that help with your confidence? And I mean, your name brought them there, and your legacy, your reputation in the music business.
Yes, ma'am. It was such an honor to see so many musicians, and I knew quite a few of them. And before you know it, God, I started asking, how many people already filled out? I said, well, up to 20, 25. And before you know it was up to 30. And by the time before I went on stage, we had like almost 40-something applications filled out. Musicians, there were drummers, back over there, bass players. And I said, well, how are we going to do this? Well, they're going to coordinate whoever. Get up there and we're going to put this guy with you and see how it sounds. And this guy. Well, before you know it, I had Stevie D. I want to thank him because he ended up being the host. He ended up helping me out because I didn't want to be up there hosting and trying to play and concentrate and think. So he was really, I want to thank him really so much because Julian said, hey, he's a good talker, he's a good joker, and he did a great job for us. And
that's awesome.
Not only that, Mr. Tony Guerrero from La Sombra showed support, and and that's very nice to see other artists also, showing the support.
And that must feel good too. Exactly.
They were really making me feel like, go for it, do what you got to do and get up there. And when I'm up there playing with all these bands and we're switching musicians and switching, before you know it, and I think that's the longest night I've ever played. It was up to like almost 4 hours up there, well, off and on, and meeting all these guys and talking to them. There's a lot of talent. I will admit, a lot of these musicians do have talent. A lot of them wanted to play longer. I was doing like 3 or 4 songs with each one of them and stuff. But I'm over here thinking, I'm already tired. I haven't played in about a month.
And now you're playing a kind of a marathon audition.
Yeah, so we were, I think the fans were enjoying it too. They got to see something. They got to, at the same time, they got to know exactly what to look for. And, they could probably think, is this true? Is this really happening? Is this really a separation now? It
became reality because then out of that, you did gain a new band, correct?
Yeah. I guess towards the end, after playing with so many musicians and trying to pace them together, and Julian and Darlene, they were just observing and they were just pointing out, well, this guy here, this guy, change it here.
Helping you decide.
This guy. And before you know it, I wasn't even paying attention about who to pick. I was just having fun now.
You were having fun playing again.
I was enjoying playing with everybody.
Exactly.
It was a lot of fun. And at the same time, I'm really glad we did something like this. I feel that it gave me an opportunity to see forward, to see that, wow, I can still move forward. I can start all over. I can do this, because what else is there? I mean, to me, I'm thinking, what else can I do? And that's what I mean. I play all the instruments when I grew up. I played bajo, drums, bass, and the accordion is my main instrument. But finding new musicians, new talent, and starting all over, it's just, wow, it's still like the first night. And our first show was here in San Antonio.
It was. Okay. How did that?
And after singing all to the talent search, I was ronco that night. I had a sore throat, you know. And I thought, wow, it's really interesting to see how many fans are really going to be there to support, how many are going to accept it, you know. And you get the great support fans that are, you know, that are pushing and helping you.
Your diehard fans.
Yeah, and then you get, of course, you get your haters out there that like to throw that negative, you know, stuff out their feelings, and you know, they know what they're doing, because sometimes they all get to you. Sometimes it gets to you because you think, wow, how many times you gotta, you know, listen to stuff like this to think, oh, how do you push it aside, or, you know, don't worry about it. But it's crazy how fans really feel that they're in control of your life. They want to tell you what to do. No, you shouldn't do this. You know, I get all kinds of stuff. You should go back to the man, or you should do this, or you should be over here. I said, so they feel that confident.
They feel that they know you because seeing you and hearing you and listening to your music, but they don't know you and they don't know what's going on. So
well, yeah, you know, and it's like everything else. It's like, you know, sometimes fans will still today, you know, there's trying to, you know, accept it, but little by little, I'm getting a lot of good fans that are saying, you know, Jaime, you look happy again. You know, the music sounds exciting. You know, the energy is coming back. And I mean, I don't know what it is, but, you know, and things like that is making me think, okay.
You're back where you belong.
Right. And, you know, Julian, he's a musician himself, so we went in the studio and started thinking about what to do and how to, you know, put something, we're going to bring something out in music-wise, and what timing, what rhythm, how fast, how slow, and to get the fans to accept, you know. And what do the fans always ask for when you're on stage? The old school. The old school, what they grew up with, they like to listen to, and I'm thinking, well, yeah, it's true. But how do we do something new? Exactly. Because everybody says, well, when are you going to play something new? You're always playing, you know, something old. But it's crazy, because no matter what, honestly, and every show that we go to and we play somewhere, what do fans wind up requesting? The oldies. The oldies. I'll play Baja.
It's like you can't win, you can't.
Yeah, I'll play Yolanda, and you'll hear some fans. Yolanda. Well, you've already played that so many times, and you hear so many fans. Well, you better not stop playing it. And this,
they want to hear it.
You know, it's crazy. But
so I heard you were in the studio this past weekend. How did that go with new music?
That was we're doing one old and one new. We're trying something. People know me by doing potpourris, so. Yes. I don't know whether to say exactly what it is or what it ain't, because sometimes it's nice to let the fans have a little
surprise,
little surprise. So, but believe me, it's exciting. It sounds cool. It sounds really Jaime. What can I say? JDA. My new guys here. It's a blessing. We found a team of guys. My bajo player is Ted Villalobos. He's from Robstown. He's a heck of a bajo player. They're younger than me, and. My drummer, Jorge Ariano, he's from the Valley. He has a lot of experience also in music. My youngest new member right now, bass player, he's Arnold Jimenez Jr. Because I didn't even know that. He said to me, "No, your dad, my dad, no, your dad and my dad, they know each other. So my dad knows you for so many years, way back in the days." I said,
so that history is still there.
Yeah. So we started talking back and forth, and he has a lot of, you know, history also, and music, you know, history. So I think the team that I have right now and the fans that are coming out and listening to is going to enjoy, you know, the JDA, Jaime DeAnda, and I want them all to accept, you know, I hope they understand it. You know, even now, well, honestly, a lot of interviews are starting to ask me, how long are you going to stay with the name Chamacos? because you're getting older. You're getting older. They would tell me that.
Really?
They never changed that.
Yeah.
You know,
again, I thought it was just.
It's a marketing name.
Went together, you know.
Exactly. I've had that asked so many times in interviews. I have.
Yeah.
You know, ya son chamacos. You guys are older now. What are we going to be called, the viejitos or something?
Exactly. I mean, what do they want you to do? And then just, I mean, I know we want to focus on moving forward, but that name, Los Chamacos, and now being separate from you. Just, I know you can't speak about certain things because of legalities, but just like as a person and just emotionally, what does that feel to you, knowing that they're out there with with that name that has been so long associated with you, and continuing almost not imitating you, but I guess just emotionally, what are the emotions that you have about knowing that?
Honestly, at first I'm angry and I'm thinking, golly, you know, of course it belongs over here. And through whatever we've gone through in our personal matter, in our situation, I'm sure fans within time are hearing or knowing what's going on. It's like any business, you know, any business. Some business make it, some business file bankruptcy, some business, I mean, they go through a lot of struggles. But whatever they are, is the hard thing is, can you maintain? Can you continue? You know, can you look for what's going to keep you going? What can you do to help you progress? You know, in your music. So, you know, what we did, we talked about it and came to, I guess, a disagreement, and you know, they decided to do their own thing, and they felt that they've been around me for so many years. They felt they deserved to keep the challenge of the names. So, that's just part of part of the deal. But I think, honestly, it's just confusing the fans, of course, you know, and I hear them too, you know, I hear them, fans are telling me, oh, look, he's doing the same thing you do, and this and that, and how you feel about it. I said, wow, there's
only one you.
Thank you. I feel bad for the new accordion player. He's a great person. He has talent, honestly. I hear him when he does his interview, he compliments that I'm his idol and stuff, and I respect that so much, but I can imagine how he feels himself now after so long. Sometimes you want to feel, how long can you be this other person that, you know, do you want to be someone that, you know, you enjoy, you know, listening to the music and learning a lot, but I'm sure after time you're going to want to do your own thing or your own style or something, because, I mean, some people don't even know. Some people think it's me, you know, because he uses caps like I do. And
really?
Maybe they're telling him, you know, look, dress like this.
That's very misleading.
I guess like any other business, they're going to do whatever they can to try to have work and you know, and have shows and stuff. But it's really
your fans know though that you're Jaime DeAnda. You set the trend. I mean, you started as a show, I guess, accordionist for some of these people that are now, like, you know, Albert Zamora, the Sunny Salcedas. You were the first though, so that, I mean, fans, I'm sure will see that.
And you know, that's crazy, because back then we were the youngest Conjunto band out there, and I grew up listening to Los Dos Gilbertos, Levan Naranjo, Rembela, Nico Saldívar, Ángel Flores, Tona Rosa, all these classical musicians that I grew up. Also, pioneers that I respected, and you know, and to see now this generation now, there's so many accordion players, you know, that are really, you know. And I've met a lot of them that have said, man, you know, it's because of you I picked up the accordion. Because of you I, you know, started doing this. It's because of you, you know, dancing on stage and doing all these things. And people say, how do you do that? Well, before I did that on stage, I used to dance a lot with my sisters, you know.
So you were one of the first ones who danced, who moved around, who accordionist, vocalist.
First one to fall on the floor with the accordion and stuff. It happened at one of my shows a couple of years ago.
But because you dared to do that during stuff, you know that.
That's true, and they thought it was part of the act. That was the biggest applause I ever got. But it was, you know, at the time I didn't know that we were doing something for the future. I didn't know where we were going with it. I just knew we loved music. I knew we enjoyed going on stage and playing for the fans and making it exciting. And even at the time when I was dancing, I remember back then seeing a few fans. Someone would like laugh at us because, you know, we're dancing. I make fun of us the way we're dancing and this and that.
Wow.
You know, it's pretty crazy, but
now everyone's doing it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how long ago, but I finally met one fan. He says, man, I remember you said that in an interview, but I think I'm one of those people that went to your shows when I was a kid. He goes, here I am now buying your CDs, going to your concerts and stuff, and you know, and to move forward, to think that how many people are going to still follow you and believe in you, and today you see it. I see so many accordion players today, so much talent that it's out there, and so many bands that are young into conjunto, because back then in my days, that wasn't, you didn't see that, they didn't listen to it.
But you still have the music though in your heart, and you're doing, I mean, that's what you love, that's what you know, that's what people know you for, so.
Definitely. I want to know, I want to feel that the fans still believe in me, still know that I'm here to do my best. I'm going to do whatever I can to always be on stage and give that extra energy, whatever I can do. I am getting older. I've had some young fans tell me.
You still have that baby face, so no matter what people say.
I have some fans tell me, no, I remember you used to spin around like 15 times. I went, probably. Well, now what I spin, about 2 or 3. And you can tell time flies, but I enjoy it. I love it to know that to see the fans now, the support, and it's really. It's a blessing to know that I got a good team. I have people behind me supporting me, having good faith in me and believing in me also, and it's very important because it is. It's a team thing. It is a company. It's not easy, I mean, everybody loves. I've always heard that. Everybody says, "Oh, everybody wishes they could be the boss." Believe me, when it's Friday and it's time to pay everybody, you don't want to be the boss.
You don't want to be that person. It's not as fun as everyone thinks it is. And when the bills come on in, they're like, okay, boss, here, It's not so fun being the boss, huh?
Yeah, well, you have breakdowns, you have issues, you have problems, you have, repairs.
It all falls on you.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. And the hard part is to, how can you still be humble, be the person on stage? I've never really seen myself as a superstar, but I guess my mom and dad used to always tell me, no seas chiflao. Me regañaban so many times. No te chiflas. Me regañaban. You better be, this. I was here so many times. So it was weird. The first time I heard someone say, "Man, Jaime, you're a legend," I went, "A what?" That
was kind of shocking to you, huh? To hear that.
Yeah. And they said, and then you started hearing, "Mr. Jaime." I said, "Oh, Mr. I am getting older,
It's a sign of respect.
Well, I see that I'm getting respected, and I appreciate it. I see the staying humble. It is important because, I know myself. I've been fans for, seen other like artists or maybe players that I've seen, basketball players that I've run into, to see the difference when you're on the other side of the picture, because a lot of times they'll ask you for an autograph and maybe at the wrong time they don't realize it, or maybe you can't, but I really try not to say or be rude. I don't mind. I enjoy it because I know that there'll be a time that it'll be over. There'll be a time that it's going to be less and less. So to me, I try to let people know that I appreciate them being a fan.
It's obvious, your fans are important to you.
And sometimes fans do need to respect. Sometimes they realize that if you can, or you're on a schedule, or you're moving, or you didn't have a time to sign autographs, it's important. I don't want them to feel, oh, well, he does. It's not that. It is. Sometimes we are on the schedule, we're busy, and
there's only so many hours in the day, and you can't always be.
And I love going out of state because they really show that. One time we were in Washington, we did a tour up there, and after I did a show after the concert, my wife and I, we went to the hotel in the lobby, and man, I almost got mobbed by all these people. Wow. My wife started looking at me like, who are you? You are famous, But it was just kind of funny. We didn't expect it, none of us, and it was weird that it was hearing older people and fans and saying, God, we finally get to see you. We never had this opportunity after so many years. I hear fans saying, man, I've been a fan for 20 years. Finally got to see you in person, and because a lot of times we don't make it to everybody's town. But I've had the opportunity of traveling to different states. I played in Mexico, and now with my new band, of course, I got that opportunity again. I've been there. I've done California, Coachella. I've done Vegas. I've done Florida. I've done Chicago. We've really trying to let people know that we're back. I'm back on stage. We're doing our thing again. I hope they accept. I hope they realize Jaime DeAnda, JDA.
And what is important, because it's JDA, and then I noticed you mentioned 1979. What's the significance of the 1979?
People always want to know why 19. Well, like my website is Jaime DeAnda 1979.com.
Yes.
And people say, they know that's not when you were born. Well, if you remember on my live CD, Puro Party 1. I recorded in Houston at the El Dorado Ranch. I said 1979, and I played a song called Un Puño de Tierra. See, when I did that song on a 45 back then, that was the song that opened doors for us.
Okay.
In 1979, I recorded Un Puño de Tierra on a 45.
Wow, and that's what you consider basically what started the...
Exactly, that's what opened the doors. It's got us started, and you know, we started not only playing in Houston anymore. Now we're traveling to Laredo, Corpus, and going to the Valley and stuff. So that song in that year really, you know, opened doors for us. So I always use it, and I always remember that in '79. So, you know, I hear it today, and when I spoke with Ramon Ayala, when he was going to come out with it, he says, "Man, I'm going to record Un Puño de Tierra." I said, "Oh," because we were doing a tour in Chicago. He said, "I'm going to record it just like you did." I said,
"Wow,
what do you mean?" So he remembered that I recorded it back then in '79, and not a lot of fans know that.
Yeah.
And I said, "Wow, can you put that in your album?"
That's an honor, right? Exactly. That is an honor coming from Ramon Ayala. Yeah, that is an honor.
You know, and his band too, Mario and them. Muchos saludos para ellos, because he's a huge fan of mine too. And he says, "Yeah, I know. I told me, compadre, let's do it, this and that." Like 79, he was telling him, 79, and he started thinking about it. You know? So now a lot of people are starting to recognize why 1979. I use it and I say that.
That's good to know. And I guess, is there anything coming up that you can or want to tell your fans about?
Sure. Like I said, we're in the studio right now. The first single that we came out with, Puro DeAnda Especial, was a free download for all our fans out there. Of course.
It's on your Facebook and your website, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Facebook, you can find this. I mean, there's so much out there. I can't keep up with all. I'm barely let go of MySpace and stuff back then.
Oh, God,
I know, that's why I have my wife do
I remember that too.
she goes, there's Instagram and there's, what's the other one?
Snapchat.
See, there's Snapchat and
Twitter.
And there's Twitter. You're lucky if I send out a text, you know. But it's so much. So, you know, social media has been it's helpful. You know, it's scary because, man, people can see you from all over, can hear about you the next day or the next minute as soon as you come out on social media. But you can look me up on social media, on Facebook, on Snapchat, on Twitter, on Instagram, you know, and of course a lot of fans know about my dog Buddy, and he's still here. He's around here somewhere. He's being real quiet. He's resting though at this time. He can't be with us, but he's here. He's really good. He's sitting down real quiet. He hasn't even barked at all. He's perfect. Best dog, best mascot. Yeah, so, you know, and he has his own page too and stuff. And he still comes out with me in shows. Like last night we did a concert in Houston and he comes out. So fans also, we're in the studio, we're working right now on a new project. Collaborations, I'm talking, so many people are talking to me. We haven't really decided what or who, what ideas to do. I've done a few collaborations in the past, and I just feel that right now let's try to focus on you know, my new band, JDA. What can we do out there? What can we put out there that's going to get the people to realize, hey, you know, come out to the shows. Fans need to realize, you know, you're hearing it so much right now that, you know, Tejano's dying and this and that, you know, stuff like that. Well, it's only happening if you don't come out and show your support. Exactly. It's only happening if you don't really, instead of complaining about it, go out there, you know? Come out to the shows. I mean, if you're going to come out to the shows and criticize and be a hater, then don't come out. Yeah, don't bring that energy. Why start trouble out there when they're everywhere? I mean, I feel sorry for what can fans expect at your show? Can they, I mean, I know you said that they want to hear the old stuff, but yet they want to hear new stuff. Are they going to hear the old and new? Well, you know, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm doing a little bit of everything because my new musicians, they're old school and they grew up with a lot of my music at the same time, and that kind of helped me to make some choices on what songs to bring back, and then their fresh ideas. Well, you know, why not? You know, they have some fresh ideas. They're younger and they have good ideas and good intentions, and I'm open-minded on stage, and you know, all of us, we always, you know, not only that, you know, Julian and Darlene, of course, they're listening on the outside, and they listen to fans what they're saying, and believe me, you know, fans, you guys are important. You mean the world. You make the band. You can break a band. You can make the industry what it is, bigger than what it was, and what we wanted to, back on the map again. Remember, if you go out and show support, I mean, show it with truth. Go out there to have a good time, because believe me, it's not easy to be on stage.
Yeah,
it's not easy to go up there and play your heart out.
We don't see it from your side,
and see the reaction and speak and to get people's attention and to be comfortable up there. I still get nervous.
Really?
I still get nervous.
After all of your
Honestly,
history and your success.
You know, honestly, that's what they say. They say, if you still get nervous before you go on stage, that shows that you still care.
That's a good sign.
You know? Oh, hey, you're Buddy now.
Yeah, Buddy's here.
Yeah.
Someone's here. Okay.
But you know, if I guess the only thing I know that I still get nervous is I yawn before I go on stage.
Oh, really?
I'll start yawning.
But you were saying, is it good or bad then to be still nervous at this point?
I think it's great. It's really, because it means that you're excited still. Because once if you don't get nervous anymore, you're just like, okay, you're going what time? Oh, okay. No, man, fans, what do they want to see? They pay, they want to see a show. They're excited. When you come out, they want to see, come on, what are you going to do?
You feel the energy
they want to feel
and get pumped up.
You got to give them that energy so you can get it back from them. It's really so, but it's also a challenge. But I still do get nervous, and I appreciate
Well, then
you
that's
guys,
a good sign, yeah.
Yeah, letting me share my story with everyone out there.
Thank you for letting us come and talking with us. And if you can just say, I guess hi to TejanoNation.net.
Definitely,
that would be great.
Fans out there, TejanoNation.net. Don't forget, check it out. My new interview, my new venture, Jaime DeAnda, JDA. Show your support. Come out to the shows. Don't be afraid. Come out and show your support. We want to see you at all our concerts, no matter where, all over. I know. Everybody's going by. All over. All over. We just want you to come out and show your support like you do for Tejano Nation. Thank you guys for also doing something special and keeping the people informative. Informed what's going on about the latest about what's going on.
And they care. They want to know what's going on. So I thank you, and I thank you for your time so much. I appreciate that.
Thank you guys so much. TejanoNation.net.